Morning all. Thursday the 16th of July 2026. The morning after the night before. Yeah. Really not the result any of us wanted. I went to bed a bit hoarse, constantly shouting at the screen, even though they couldn't hear me. It's so frustrating because we had in it first half, and we come out in second half and we scored, and then he puts defenders on and sits back. When we played Mexico, I could understand it. We were down to 10 men. But last night, you knew that Argentina were just going to attack and attack and attack. Excuse me. Anyway, there we go. So what to tell you about today in history? A year ago, it was my dad's funeral. Sad as it was, I mean, it's always nice to see relatives, and especially them that you don't see very often. And the sort of like bunch of relatives is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as years go on. I mean, it's only natural, isn't it? But last year, mine got ever so slightly bigger because the first time in the 55 years of being alive, I met our Duncan. Our Duncan is my uncle David's son. Our Dorian's sister. Dorian is who our Sarah went to stay and Matt went to stay with in South Africa while we were in Crete. And I've never met him. My mum and dad have met him, and his offspring and what have you. I think our Sarah had met him once or twice before. I'd never met him. So to finally get to meet Duncan it was nice. Despite the reasons why we were all together, it was nice. We did get to meet our Dorian later in the year, but that will come when it comes. So yeah, it was really nice. He's a big lad. God, I mean, I know I'm sat down on that photo, but he's a big unit. But he actually lives over here. So I would have met him at my mum's funeral, but he couldn't make it. So, but what else to tell you? 4 years ago, I went down. It must have been a Saturday morning because you meet on a Saturday morning. I went down and had a breakfast and a coffee and a chat with Sheffield Racers Scooter Club. I DJ'd one of their Christmas do's, which again, if it pops up on my time up, I'll tell you about it then. But the nice bunch of folks, they're all kind of like around about my age, maybe a bit older, some of them. So it's nice to be around people of the same age. What else to tell you? What else? There was something that happened 7 years ago. Excuse me, and I can't remember what it was. So bear with me. Yeah, 7 years ago. Now here's the thing. This come up on my time up from 7 years ago. That photo. And I'm thinking, that looks familiar. Why does that look familiar? So I did a Google image search. And this is what come up. It's the hotel that we stopped in this year. why have I got a photo of it from 7 years ago? I mean, it was 2024. Yeah, 2024 when we went to Greece. Cyprus, rather. And it was this year that we went to Crete. So why have I got a photo of the exact actual hotel that we stayed in this year on my phone from 7 years ago? Bizarre. 10 years ago, I went for a little pool. Me and Vicky had gone out for a drive one day and ended up at this place where we wanted, well, we didn't want to, we were stopped and we decided to have a drink and something to eat. And it was divine. And I was determined to find it again. So one afternoon, I jumped on my scooter and went for a pool call. And I knew it was somewhere between sort of Penistone, Holmfirth, Millhouses, sort of that kind of triangle. And I was getting up at one point. It was cold, it was miserable, it was overcast, it was spitting on and off. And as you can see, I was miserable. But then I did actually find it. So, yeah, there you go. Happy days. Yeah. So, yeah, and as you can see by my surroundings, I'm at home. The people that came to the mother-in-law's came about midday, 12 o'clock, 12:15, and we're gone for 12:30. They left this, which is an oxygen machine. And they also left a massive great oxygen tank. They showed me how to use it and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, mother-in-law came home last night. She's got this other machine, which is a BiPAP machine, I believe it is. And at night she's got to attach that. And I'm not entirely sure how all that works. I've never dealt with it. Vicky has. But they couldn't get one tube off to get this other tube on. So they called service guy and he did eventually come out and sort it. And then Vicky came home. He came out while Jackie were at home on her own. Then after match finished, Vicky went through just to double check that they could get this pipe on and off and one thing, just to ensure that mother-in-law were all right last night, and then we'll be all right this morning. So yeah, I would phone Vic and find out how her mum is and find out if she's heard out from her, but she's left her phone at home today. So again, not the first time. So yes, that's about it. I'm being a fat lazy bastard today. I'll be honest with you, Vicky said I've been up since Vicky were up and about this morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish. And she was like, what's your plans for today? Oh, I'm like, oh, my day's jam-packed full of things to do, love. I'm going to do not much, then a bit of bugger all, then probably quite a lot of sweet fuck all, and then a little bit of not much again. And she laughed. But I've only come down, see, it's 12 o'clock. I keep saying midday, I don't know why. It's 12 o'clock now, literally, on the dot. You can't see that, can you? Yeah. And I've been downstairs half an hour. And I can't be asked, so I've ordered a Greggs for my lunch. I've made the bed, though. Something I always do when I get up. I made the bed. And Vicky's going for a Talons doing as well tonight, so I've no idea what time she's going to be home. So it's just me and the Wumps again. And that's it. That's your daily update from me. I'm going to leave you with this, which I stumbled. There's a thing, if you, I don't know if you Google it or YouTube it or whatever, I'll find it on Facebook, but there's a long video of Fox Sports presenters coming out with the most ridiculous crap about the World Cup, but this is the one. It's just a doozy of all doozies, so I'll leave you with this. I've got other video things and funny things. I think every day I'm going to leave you with something that if I've been depressing through a video, it might lighten you up. I left you a little bit of inspirational words yesterday. I don't go in for most of the time, but I just thought that was. I'm all for having someone that's suffered with depression before all this bollocks, and I know how to deal with it now. Doesn't always go away, but I know how to get through it. There is some things and words of advice that do sit true, and that yesterday at the end of yesterday's video did. So it's not all going to be inspirational quotes and stuff like that. You might get some quotes about science and one thing and another. You might get funny little memes. You might get little snippets of videos. You might get things that people have said and proof of things that people have said that are just worthy of you shouting at, give your head a shake. But I'm going to leave you with this one because it made me shout at my phone. TTFN.
It's a paradise. Belgium, you're not going to believe this, has won 0 Super Bowls. And Belgium has won 0 World Series. And I think that's really important for people to take.